Welcome back to NFG Podcast. Jay the Usual. It's Jay the Usual with NFG Podcast here live. Actually, this is the title of Jay the Usual Multimedia, but NFG is a subsidiary, so I guess that works for now. Make sure to share, like, and comment. The more we grow the show, the more we view, the more we do. We're talking about UFOs, UAPs, and drones today, and how that relates to you. So, for those of you that aren't aware, it's completely illegal for anybody at all, right, to fly anything larger than a quarter pound over your head. And this specifically has to do with drones, and if there is something other than that can fly like that, the obligation is not something I completely know the rulings on yet. However, if something can hover, I would say like a helicopter, I would suggest that probably the same sort of stipulations would be necessary in order to make sure that there's safety in the public. However, when there is a fixed-wing aircraft that is able to fly continuously and contiguously, and that's how it operates, it doesn't spend any amount of time in one particular area. So that particular notion kind of goes out the window. But like I said, I don't completely know all the laws yet, but I found many people out there also don't. They're not really generally aware of any of the laws that have to do with drones or airspace over their own houses even, which is pretty interesting to say the least when you see how prevalent drone purchases are going to be, both how they have been and how they will be for the holiday seasons. Almost anybody that you know knows somebody that flies a drone. And for all of our federal government, all of our state government, all of our local law enforcement, all of the people at the top end, all the way up to the White House, saying that something flying over your house isn't dangerous to you, that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. There is no in-between there, right? And the fact that we allow commercial aircraft that are fucking huge to fly over our houses on a daily basis, it only happens because it's agreed upon that that airspace is allowed for those machines. So when you start putting other machines in that same airspace or anywhere in between, and it's not supposed to be there, especially when you start talking about working your way into military sites, not just over your house or anywhere near a military site, it begs the question, what the hell's going on? And how the hell aren't we able to get this information to more people? I'm trying to comprehend exactly how everybody became, or at least most people, because I'm sure there's some people out there that are not okay with this, especially the ones seeing this shit every night. How is it exactly that you could be okay with being told, they're not foreign, but we don't know what they are, they're dangerous, but we're telling you it's no danger to the public? If something has a propeller spinning fast enough, it can cut your fucking face off. It can cut your head off. It can start a lithium fire. There are a numerous amount of things that could happen with these things. So to sit there and say that they're not dangerous is a bold-faced lie, and you're being told it by almost every major media source. Anybody feel weird about that? Anybody? Anybody have any thoughts? No? Okay, we'll keep it going. So now you've got all of these different, sizes, styles of drones, and different types of flying vehicles, because it's not just quadcopters and all this. You have all these different, and we're literally seeing all the different types of them all at once, all over the world, not just the U.S. This is UK. Would definitely be the one that you'd want to look at the most. They've had, I think it was for the past month, more incursions than we've had. And this is at U.S. joint bases. So the rumors are, of course, spreading that it's possible that it's just a show of force. Maybe we're trying out new technology. But here's the thing. Why is it so important that the public isn't generally told, hey, you're going to see some scary shit up there for the next few days, and they've just kept this going, if that's true? Because I think that I don't pay tax money to have the shit scared out of me during World War III, when it's already bad enough. How did everybody else feel about that? I wonder. I really do. And, I've actually been told by numerous people that I should go out to military base areas and stuff and start chasing these things myself, which I was actually already chasing a few that were not near military bases, that were in the Massachusetts area where civilians live, and they were constantly seeing these things traveling in these strange areas and directions, including an airspace that they were not supposed to be in. Now, I'm a drone pilot, and I had to take the tests to find out. I know what those particular laws are. There are some that I don't, but that have to do with fixed-wing aircraft, commercial aircraft, and airspaces that are specific to, like, for instance, if you have a bunch of military bases nearby, and you start seeing like covert shit or something crashes, I'm not going to know exactly what the hell happens or, who you talk to about shit like that because I'm not in the military. That just makes sense, right? But the average person in general should be made somewhat aware of holy shit, there's something the size of a car that's going to be flying near your area. Don't worry about it, though. We're not going to tell you a lot about it, but I'm just letting you know, don't worry about it because it's something that we have. Ours. It's all good. It's like, why wouldn't they want to say that? Anybody? I'm waiting on suggestions and ideas, but nobody seems to have any idea. Like, well, why? Why no concerns? I'm waiting to see, like, well, everybody's like, we're really freaked out by how they look. It's like, maybe you should be wondering about the response. How about they're shooting them? Did you guys know that? Did you know that they're actively shooting them? You didn't know that? Because they're not telling you that. You have to go and find that shit out. You know what they're shooting them with? Not bullets. Oh, what are they shooting them with, do you say, Jay the Usual? What is it? Oh, they're using microwave guns, and they're using signal jammers. And those particular things you actually can't see with your eyes for the most part, unless you're using some sort of specialized camera equipment, or you see it actually deployed during the daylight, which a lot of this stuff is seen at night, but if it's all lights that you're seeing during the night, well, what's happened during the day? And it's really odd that when you get these things in camera view, they tend to disappear, like that. And here's another one. Here's another fun one for everybody. You're not going to see in the major news except for maybe one or two sources. Why don't you follow the tracks of the actual vehicles themselves? Because did you know that they're actually being tracked by radar right now? So regardless of them saying that they don't know what they are, they certainly know how they fly. Nobody's being told about that, though, so I thought it was pretty interesting. The flight paths are, they appear to me, now maybe I'm just a shitty pilot, I don't know, could be, but the flight paths are in format of LiDAR readings. So whatever the hell these things are, or whose ever they are, they're mapping something. And wherever they're flying is where they're mapping. So they're mapping the outsides, or the very inside, the very, like, perimeter of our military bases. And when they're over civilian areas, right, especially because of the new advent of Wi-Fi radar, and I don't even know exactly how it works yet. We'll do an episode that explains it. If you attach the proper camera to any drone at all, even commercial, doesn't matter the size, if you can attach it, you can see through people's walls. And you can see what they're doing, you can hear what they're doing, you can record it all. And you have people that are like, well, I'm really afraid that a few of them flew near my window and were looking around. They're doing a lot more than that. Especially if they're military. And especially if they're ours. And that should be a concern. That should be a privacy concern. I really don't care how secretive it is of whatever it is they're testing, and that shouldn't be allowed. And at the very least, if it has to be allowed no matter what to protect us from an attack, we should be told a little bit about it. That way we're not going, what the fuck is it? Shoot it! I mean, come on. Everybody's just cool so far with just like, well, I guess we'll talk about it with somebody else that's not really going to give us any answers besides we should have some laws to ban DJI so we can really focus on American sales. Meanwhile, they turn around and say, well, we have 45,000 different drone incursions at the border each fucking year. Now, I don't know about y'all, right? But where the fuck did that come from? One, because it's like, well, yeah, you kind of fucking guess that there's a lot of them, of course, happening down there. 45 fucking thousand? And we're not just talking about, oh, they're looking. They're actually coming into the fucking country. What happens if something is strapped to one of them and then just fucking drops? I don't know. I don't really have the time for it. I just, there's somebody that's gonna handle it. They talk to the feds. You wouldn't believe how many people and how many times I have been told over the past few days and weeks that, well, somebody's gonna handle it and you can't do anything about it. So why do you give a shit? I don't want to hear anything about it. Hundreds and hundreds of drones right now over the country in different areas. No one's giving you any answers as to what the fuck they're doing, except for me and a few other fucking people that you're not being shown regularly. And why the hell is that okay? Because I'll tell you what, I love podcasting. I love doing all this fun shit, all this editing, telling jokes, even the news sometimes. especially when it has to do with like new technology. And I fly drones, so this whole thing is very interesting. But when you start torturing the American fucking people for whatever the hell the idea is behind all this, it gets a little fucking sickening. So, why the glasses? This is somebody that hasn't watched the show before. But 7 years running, I've been wearing the sunglasses and the fedora, and yet it's as if everything else is clandestine in this world. It doesn't make any sense. I can sit here and tell everybody everything about all this different stuff that I know about exotic propulsion and teaching people about how exactly to utilize the new AI systems that are out there, both free and paid. There's a bunch of different technology that has to do with just radars. They can actively see these fucking things, right? But what the hell good does it do when 50 of them chase National Guard out of our fucking shoreline? And this is a report from a state representative. So if he's found to be lying and he tells this shit to Congress, he can be and yet we haven't even gotten to that part yet where it's like, well, don't you think it's pertinent to make sure to get it on the record that there are 50 drones chasing a National Guard vessel? Don't you think that it's more important to just not report that half-assed and maybe make sure that that shit doesn't fucking happen again? Or maybe find out why it happened in the fucking first place? And then yet again, I'll reiterate what they say once you ask these questions. Well, they're not foreign and they're not a threat, but we can't tell you why and we don't know whose they are. It's like you're saying I went left and then I went right. It doesn't make any damn sense. You're going completely against what the hell you just said. It's like, okay, they're not foreign, they're ours, right? So what are they doing? We don't know. Well, how don't you know if you know that they're not foreign? How do you know that they're even not foreign in the first place then? I don't know. What the fuck good are you? You know what I mean? Jesus. And then you got these CEOs and all this other assassin shit, and thirst trap, and he's got a fucking 8-pack. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Guess what? And somebody else can get fucking off next time fucking too. You know why? Because if they're okay with letting fucking all this crazy ass shit happen, the very next thing that they're gonna be okay with is a lot of crazy ass shit like that. Especially when they start losing control of the fucking situation. All of a sudden, people are taking CEOs' pages off of fucking websites and fucking, make sure they got security details and aren't seen in public and all this other shit. It's like, well, maybe if our society wasn't twisted into thinking that having all this terrible shit done to us on a regular basis wasn't something that we should just shut the fuck up and absorb, then maybe we wouldn't be having a fucking drone invasion and assassins with fucking 8-packs running around fucking shooting people and smiling at fucking nurses. I mean, really, how absurd can you get? And it's like, oh, don't worry, tomorrow we're going to have even more fucking drones over your house, and we're going to have people getting shot in the face, and no one's really going to have any good answers. Someone's going to throw Monopoly money in the air and go, woohoo, I get 200 for pass and go. It's hard enough. It's hard enough, really. You know? Photographer, editor, actor, drone pilot, all these things being taken over by AI. And yeah, I still got to answer people's questions of why isn't it okay that a big one's flying over someone's house? I don't know. Really? And if you don't know, start to. And if somebody else is out there that has a better capability than me, am I the best in the fucking universe? Am I? No? Well, then have somebody else teach these fucking people exactly what the fuck is legal and illegal in their fucking country. Gonna sit there and it's like, well, it's classified, so I don't know if I can tell you. It's like, how close does it have to get up my ass for it to stop being fucking classified? You know what I mean? It's like, where's the line fucking cross when it's looking in your window, watching your wife change, or all this fucking other crazy ass shit that they're doing? It doesn't make any sense. Like, how much of this are you okay with? I want to know, because it's like the line has clearly been fucking beyond blurred. It's been fucking pushed all the way to the point where it's like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm seeing up there. There's a video from the UK, and I've been trying to share links to try to keep up, to like show people exactly what the hell's going on. I can't keep up anymore. I have to literally just tell you what it looks like, and you look it up, and you'll find it. Fucking, and if you don't, you show me something close that you like, oh, is this it? And I'll send you the real shit. You got people, fucking whistleblowers going to fucking people like me, like, we don't even know how to fucking tell people what's going on anymore. It's something scary. Fucking, well, what the hell? They're actually fucking FBI asking civilians to send pictures and shit. You got something glowing in the fucking sky where a fucking, like, a group of orbs is literally just fading in and out of fucking existence, and then just fucking, like, it gets bigger and bigger and starts moving around and shit. And then all of a sudden you start seeing that here, and no one's asking questions. It's like, you should have been asking questions when you seen it in the fucking UK. Over our bases. It's like, that didn't concern you enough? How about last year when it was happening? How about 4 years ago when it was happening in Colorado? All of these things. And it's like, well, you know, somebody was going to fucking handle it. Well, they didn't. So I'm trying to control my emotions the way that that guy with the laser eyes from X-Men controls his shit. I got sunglasses on. I got a hat. I'm gonna blow my fucking top if I don't wear these fucking things. I'm like Thanos. You know, it's like the fucking glove of power. It holds all of it together. And then eventually I'm just gonna fucking drop my sunglasses and wink, and it's all gonna be over. I'm telling you. You know, there's only so much fun I can fucking have until you start seeing people that are literally scared. They're literally being threatened by these fucking things, and they don't even know it. And they're having the highest levels of our fucking law enforcement and military telling them, don't fucking worry about it. Go fuck yourself. You must be out of your fucking minds. And then the state representatives, the senators, the congressmen, the Pentagon, all the shit, all of them are okay with fucking literally terrorizing you. And you think that that's okay? I don't think so. I think a lot of you don't think that that's okay. I think you think it sucks. And yet the funny thing is, every time I bring these things up, nobody hits the share button, and then we end up silenced again. You guys have got to get the word out, because if you don't, the next thing they're going to let happen is going to be way worse than what the hell is happening now. I can promise you that, because that is exactly how we get to those places, is when you let one thing happen, then you let another thing happen, then you let it, and then all of a sudden it's fucked. And when you have weapons like AI and literal vehicles that they actually have drones that, and it's not just like the quadcopters, it's the planes and stuff that can fly permanently. They do not need to land anymore. This does not require nuclear technology. It just runs off of energy in the sun. And they can recharge each other too when they don't have that technology packed in. That's why they had the reloader up there. And this is all verified shit. People really have to get keyed in right now, because if there is nobody else but the civilians that are going to do anything about anything serious that comes next, especially if everybody else is completely unwilling to do anything but tell you a bunch of lies, especially when it's verified that it's a lie. It is a lie that a vehicle over your head is safe. It's not safe. Sorry. I really don't get... No, sorry, not sorry. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? So, I'll be back later on tonight to drop so many details about all of this different... This stuff is all over the world right now. And I'm not just talking about the information. I'm talking about the drones. There's some sort of wide-scale invasion going on. There's a major focus on the U.S. Reports from other places are getting shut down, including the UK. And that started up a couple weeks prior to all the stuff that happened here. And it's not an information black hole, but only like the old videos are coming out now. So nobody even knows if that shit's been stopped, if it's gotten worse. Nobody knows if there's some fucking Independence Day style fucking thing over there. Nobody fucking knows shit. And the ones that are telling you stuff about things that they do know, it's not foreign and it's not dangerous, they're lying to you. And they're lying to you for a fucking weird reason that maybe you should start questioning a little bit. So, we'll be back in a little while. I wish I had more time to sit here and explain more of this, but literally just take an hour and go look on YouTube at least half of these things. New Jersey is not the only fucking place these things are at. They are, and there's hundreds over New Jersey that are being reported right now. Fucking hundreds. So there's maybe thousands across the world right now that are doing the same shit. Pay attention and don't let other people do your work for you, especially when it comes to protecting your country and your people, because shit's getting a little too crazy now. Fuckers and fuckheads, I salute you, I love you. And that goes for everybody across the fucking world, especially when it comes to shit like this. Nobody deserves this sort of shit.